Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a chit chat. Get ready with me. We're going to be creating this look here. I have pulled out my MAC eyeshadows, which I still love my MAC eyeshadows. And we're going to be using some shadows I don't see a lot of people use, but I don't care. I love them. Some of my more unique shades. This lid shade is fabulous. This is going to be smoky. There's going to be some steps involved in this, and so I'm a little bit serious in the beginning of this video because blending is key. And I really can't talk about too many fun things until we get done with the eyes, but bear with me. I just wanted to make sure that this look turned out, and I'm really pleased with how it did. So we're going to be doing this look today. Thank you for joining me, and if you are new, please subscribe. I would love to have you here. If you would love to see more of these types of videos, or if you find yourself really enjoying today's video, give it a huge thumbs up, share it, leave a comment. Let me know down below what kind of looks you would like to see next here on my channel. I know the obvious ones would be summer bronzy looks, which we can absolutely do that. But if you have some more things that you just would like to see me use, leave your requests below, and let's jump right on into the video. First things first, we are going to prime our eyes with the Milani eyeshadow primer. I'm going to do my eyes first today because I'm pretty sure I'm going to take this to a more smoky level, and I'm going to be using some darker shades, so just in case there's any sort of a mess, I want to be able to clean that up before we go in with foundation. I'm going to take a little bit of the Laura Mercier setting powder translucent here, and I'm going to set that eyeshadow primer. I love this Real Techniques brush to do this. It just covers so much surface area in a very short amount of time. We're going a little bit old school here, at least old school YouTube, and I'm going to be using MAC eyeshadows today. I love my MAC eyeshadows. I really do. And quite honestly, they are my fallback. They are what I go to when I don't know what eye look I want to do or what shadows to use, or I open my palette drawer and I'm completely and utterly overwhelmed. I just take out my MAC palette because, I mean, I can create any assortment of look with all the shadows that I have. I like that they're singles. I like that I can take out colors and kind of make up my own color scheme in front of me. And that's what I've done today. I've picked out the shadows I'm going to use. I lay them all out so I can kind of get a picture in my mind what I want to create, and then I go from there. So I'm going to take a MAC 217 and I'm going to start with the shade Quarry, which is like a very slight plummy grayish color. It's matte, and this is what I'm going to put into my crease. I quite honestly couldn't tell you the last time I watched someone use MAC eyeshadows in a tutorial. I'm sure there are people that use them. I just haven't seen it in a while. And when I first started watching YouTube, everyone used MAC. Absolutely. But I still like them. I really do. And now that you can, order them off of Ulta or Nordstrom or the actual MAC website or what have you, I still like them. Now, I think there's some shadows out. I think it just depends on the formula that you like, but I do enjoy the buildability. Is that a word? How you can still build these shadows up. They're not such a pigmented shadow that you dip your brush in and you apply it to your skin and suddenly you've just got a giant mess to try to blend out. I myself prefer something blendable because that way if you apply something and you're like, ooh, I don't really like that, you can change it without committing to something that's overly pigmented. Now I'm going to go in with this matte gray color. This is called Copperplate. And I'm actually going to use the same brush and just take it a little bit lower than the first color. Every time I do a smoky eye, I have those feelings of doubt, like, oh my gosh, is this going to turn out? Because so far, it just kind of looks like a mess. But I think that's kind of the procedure of a smoky eye, is that you go through many steps of blending until it looks like one cohesive look. Now I'm going to go in with Night Divine, which is a really pretty grayish slate blue type of shade. And I'm going to start patting this on my outer third here. I'm using a MAC 239 brush to do this as well. I didn't intentionally plan on using all MAC here, but it's just kind of what I'm grabbing for. Just running that 217 back over the edges now and trying to marry this slate blue color we just applied into the gray. I don't have any product on my brush, but just blending with the bristles here. There might be a little residual, which is fine because I'm still in that same area where I applied the gray. Listen to me talk like I know what I'm talking about. You know what I like about a smoky eye is it's kind of like smoke. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It just kind of all flows together. And I like that it can be imperfect, you know? Now I'm going to go into Idle Eyes, which is so pretty and reflective. And since we've been consistent with using MAC brushes, I'm going to grab a MAC 242. It looks like that. It's a synthetic brush. I don't have any Fix Plus in front of me, so I'm just going to take the Smashbox Primer Water, which should do about the same thing. It's going to intensify the shadow here and make it a little bit more metallic. This is one of the coolest shadows from MAC because it has a very unique shift of like blue to this yellowy color. I don't know, it's very unique. I'm just taking a small Sigma brush here. This is a E47 crease brush, taking the Night Divine and just kind of concentrating the color into my outer V here. Then I'm just going to go back over my crease again one more time with the Quarry shade. I'm going to take this matte cream shade called Brule and apply that to my brow bone area. Now stay with me. I know this is looking very dark, not a lot of definition, but we are not finished. Now we're going to go in and I'm going to do a black felt tipped liquid eyeliner today because the lashes I want to wear. In order to balance out a smoky eye on myself, I feel like I need a longer, more full lash, and so I'm going to be applying the Boudoir lashes by House of Lashes, which are one of my favorite. But because the band on this is really thick, I need a thicker eyeliner, so I'm going to go in and do a little bit of a baby wing on myself. I'm also going to do my tight line on my waterline here with a black eyeliner. This is the NARS Via Veneto Black Longwear Liner. So my wings are a little bit straighter than I normally do them, and I think it's because my felt tip liner is getting dry, and I was struggling today. But I just went and took a little bit of Bioderma on a cotton round and swept and cleaned up right underneath here because, you know, with those dark shadows, you might not even think it's falling out, but there was definitely some darkness under there. And when I do a really smoky eye, I need the rest of the face really clean and clear because otherwise it's just, you got contrasting darknesses and lots of things going on. And so when I do a smoky eye, I need everything else to be really cleaned up. So, and full coverage. We're going to do a fuller coverage foundation today. I'm letting the glue dry on my Boudoir lashes, and I'm going to apply those. These are one of my favorite lashes to wear on myself, but the band is really thick. It is not a thin band, so I think it's a little bit harder to manipulate. In fact, I've been wearing so many lighter weight lashes from Ardell that this is almost troublesome for me. But I love how they look on my eyes, but my gosh, to get these things to sit just right gives me a little bit of angst. We're going to come back and finish underneath here after I do my face. So I'm going to prime with the Smashbox Primer Water. Oh, you smell great. Oh, it's wonderful. The Serene Greens is the one that I use. It smells like nature. I'm going to use the Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation. I have the shade Vanilla. I wore this all day yesterday and it lasts really well. It is hot here and I even set it with a more mattifying powder, which I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Translucent. That powder keeps me the most matte looking, and I say that because when it's hot and I have like normal to combo skin, it's really a battle. I've even blotted. I'm just finding that a lot of things are looking overly dewy, basically greasy, real fast. But I guess my tip for that would be you can use a mattifying primer. I would just use a less greasy moisturizer as well. So I use a lighter weight daytime moisturizer in the summer because otherwise nothing has even a chance to you know, hold up. And I'll even skip, like if I know I'm going to wear makeup, I will skip my beauty oil because then I really will have a mess. And I don't mind looking dewy, but we like go straight from matte to greasy in a few hours. So I like to try to control that as much as possible. I like the finish of this foundation because it's not a flat matte. It almost has a little bit of a glow to it. And it is comfortable, just like the bottle says it's a comfort matte. And you know what, when I think of matte, the automatic thing I think about is dryness. And I think a lot of the reasons why I steer clear from super matte stuff is because it makes me look dry, it ages me. It's not comfortable to have something sucking the life out of your face. But this foundation is really nice that way. Now if you have really dry skin, maybe this wouldn't work for you, but we can always try it. You know, you can mix it with something else too to kind of get that perfect finish. I often mix my foundations to get that perfect finish that I like. I feel like I was focusing so hard on my eyeshadow today that I haven't really chatted about very many things. I definitely know I'm going to be way too glamorous for what it is I'm actually doing today. Do any of you ever feel slightly out of place when you're wearing really glamorous makeup for a non-glamorous kind of day? But at the same time, if you enjoy it and it makes you feel good, well then by all means do it, because life is basically 90% attitude, 10% circumstance. So, I mean, if it makes you feel better about going to the grocery store completely glam, then do it. So I'm going to use the Liquid Camouflage Concealer here by Catrice. This is also a fuller coverage concealer. That doesn't mean I'm going to go crazy with it though. I'm actually only going to use a little bit. This stuff is very pigmented. You don't need a lot. You can see just that little bit. How much real estate we're going to be covering here. Woo! We are definitely matted and completely freckled out here. No, you can still see my freckles through with this foundation. It just looks weird to not have any bronzer or anything on. So I'm going to set my concealer with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. Oh, gee whiz. Oh, such a mess. And I'm actually going to set my entire face with this powder, because that is also going to help keep me matte. And when I go in with my bronzer and blush and highlighter and all that, it's going to blend so much more seamlessly than if I don't set. There's just no way around it. A smoky eye needs a good pair of brows to go with it. It just is the frame that finishes it. And now in the summertime, I am not skipping the clear brow gel situation, because otherwise, sweat, wiping your brow, I have bangs. I'm constantly like messing with them because they're actually super annoying, but I need them. And so the brow gel just keeps everything in place, and it's also waterproof, so if you needed to, you know, jump at the pool or something, your brows would still be on. Alright, so let's finish the under eye area because I want to be done with the eyes. I've spent half of, I don't even want to tell you how long I've been blending my eyeshadow. Too long. But the thing with a good smoky eye that I've learned, it really is all about the blending. And if you want it to look cohesive and not completely blotchy and out of control, especially since we're doing a lot of like darker colors, you need to spend a little time on the blending. So I'm actually going to, underneath here, use a new color. I'm just going to take this color called Kid. Are we in focus? I certainly hope so. And this is a Morphe E36 little pencil brush here. I actually really like this brush from Morphe. I don't like a lot of their brushes, but I do like this one. And I'm just going to blend out, it's like a soft brown, but it's not very warm at all. It's kind of in between. And I'm just going to blend out underneath here. I don't want to make the underneath of my eye too dark, but I do want to give a little definition. In our inner corner, I am going to take Shroom by MAC. It's going to be a nice, bright, light inner corner. Moving on to bronzer, I'm going to take my Hourglass with the Wayne Goss number 11 brush. I don't know, guys, I was really unsure how this was going to turn out, but I think I really like it. The thing with blue eyeshadow for me, having blue eyes, is the tone of it. Some blues don't pop as much as others, and I think it just has to do with the tone of blue in your eyes. Like some people with blue eyes look really good in those teal colors because their eyes are like a lighter blue. But when I wear teal, I don't really notice that it does a whole lot. I do notice when I do more of like a true navy eyeshadow or something that's like a grayish slate blue, that complements my eyes more. Love this brush for this too. It's so soft. I don't like a really dense bronzer brush because then it gets too much bronzer in one location. I like it to be kind of fluffy so I can shimmy her around. You guys, I'm going to do a little bit of contour today because this color really matches the shadows that I have in my crease. This you could use as your blush. I actually might do that. This is Harmony by MAC. I use it to contour. Actually might do this blush. I'm going to do just a little bit. I don't do a ton of contouring like ever, but sometimes I want just a little bit of action. I'm going to take NARS Ita brush. And we're just going to do it way back here. I don't do too much, just a little. Okay, that's a good amount there. And then a little here. Just creates that subtle shadow, which head on looks really good. I mean, if we're going full glam, we might as well go the full 10 yards here. It's kind of like when we have taco night. We don't just have tacos with cheese. We have a full-on taco bar with options, including Doritos, because sometimes we don't eat tacos with shells. We eat it with Doritos. I'm going to use NARS Sin Blush. I haven't used it in a while. I do like this blush. I've forgotten what it even looks like on my face because it's been way too long. And it's not a super summery blush, but it's kind of a cool blush. It's a unique shade. It's got a nice berry tone to it, actually. That's pretty. Ooh, I like this. I think it's a good blush shade, like that slight berry undertone to pair with that shade we put in our crease, because that Quarry shade has just the slightest hint of like a dusty purpley mauve. So this is playing well with those colors. Highlighter, we are going to do Bobbi Brown Beige. This is a good highlighter. I like the tones of this one. I love her shimmer bricks because they're super buttery and they just marry with the skin. They don't sit on top and you don't really have to work hard to blend them. They just are. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with the highlighter, but I do like it on my Cupid's bow. Just to kind of create that whatever that look is that people say or people go for. I think today I'm going to do Soar Lip Liner by MAC, which it's like a dusty pink. I hear a cat meowing. That worries me. It's really hot outside. I hope that people let it in. Okay, so I have two lipstick options to choose from. One's going to be more nude and one's going to be more pink. We have Modesty over here and Brave over here. There's the difference. I think I want to go for the more, we could go either direction, really. Or pink, more nude. Let's do this. Let's do Modesty up that side. Can you even tell? I think I like the glossiness of Modesty because this is a cream sheen. That is gorgeous. And I'm just going to do a little bit of gloss on top. I'm going to use a Chanel gloss that you cannot get your hands on anymore, but use a clear, this is just basically clear with a slight opalescent quality to it. You can pick a gloss that looks like this from several brands. It just has a slight pink shift to it. this is where the fun happens, like concocting and creating your own custom shade. I do that all the time. Maybe you don't have the exact thing, like in one shade that you like. Customize it. Make something up. And that, for me, is the most fun part about makeup, is the creative process. So I'm pleasantly surprised with how this look turned out. You know, whenever I start doing a smoky eye, I get so nervous because I'm like, ooh, it might be too dark. I'm not sure if this is going to pull together, but this shade, the Night Divine mixed with the Idol Eyes, let me zoom you in here a little bit. The Idol Eyes color is such a unique shade. You can see how it's kind of like yellow but blue, and then because we did it, I mean, I could have foiled it even more, but I won't go too crazy. I mean, guys, I'm going to church. I am full on glam today, but I gotta tell you, I love it. I think this look turned out really pretty. Hopefully we can capture it in photos. Honesty here. I struggle with capturing the photo aspect of this. My strength is sitting down and chatting, not necessarily the technical side of this. But I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Let me know down below what kind of colors, because I have a ton of MAC eyeshadows. We can do like a MAC series here on my channel and just create different colored looks or just different looks in general. And, you know, I'm really an advocate this year, not only for myself, because the reason I bring anything to you is because I've either been convicted by it or I'm trying to, this is what I'm focusing on, is just to encourage you to not feel overwhelmed and pressured and let comparison steal your joy, because we all have great makeup already, and you can absolutely recreate this look using things you have. You don't have to go out and buy the exact products that I just used, because none of this stuff is incredibly unique. Now, of course, if you want to, I do really enjoy all of the things that I am using, so I do recommend them as well. So, but I really just want to create things using what I have, because it's like the rat race of what's new, what's next, let's buy this, let's review that. What about just the old-fashioned chit-chat and use what we have and just kind of have good girl time? That's kind of what I'm all about this year. So if you're just tuning into my channel, that's what you can expect. Not that I'm not going to buy things ever, because that's not true. I'm just not doing it every other week, because that's just not where I'm at in my life right now. And I really just think that encouraging you too, because I know what it feels like to be the person watching and feel like, oh, I don't get that. And you also have to keep in mind that a lot of these larger channels are on PR lists. They're getting the new stuff to review for free, so they don't have to go out and spend their own money on it, which I'm not saying I don't want to be on a PR list. I would love it. But because I'm not, I'm just explaining to you why things are shifting here. So I just like to be honest with you guys, truly. I mean, there's no reason for me not to be. And so thank you so much for supporting my channel and watching all of my videos. I really, truly appreciate it. And this is fun. This is the fun part about it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, that's not a word, wonderful, fabulous rest of your day. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed yourself and you would like to see more. And we will chat very soon. Bye, guys.